everyone. Today I'm going to be working with Inktense pencils. There we go. That's my set of Inktense pencils lid. And here's my set of pencils. So I'm just going to work with about 3 or 4 colours and paint some of these lovely butterflies for you. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, let's begin. I've just drawn a butterfly with a 2B pencil, very lightly. If you do have to rub it back after drawing or erase any mistakes, use a kneadable eraser. Very gently on the watercolour paper. Don't want to break the sides or you will get an uneven wash. I find that the Canson hot press paper, which is a really smooth paper, ideal for Inktense pencils. I'm just using little circular motion, not pressing too hard. I'd rather build up the colour slowly, that way the colour will spread evenly. Fast forwarded a little bit. I finished applying the yellow and now I'm applying some fuchsia, which is a beautiful pink colour, over the top of the yellow. So again, being very gentle and building it up gradually. Okay, I'm going to take my brush now, just a number 2 round brush, and apply some clean water. I'm going to have a tissue handy to blot my brush if need be. So the Inktense pencils do blend quite beautifully on this paper. You will find if you use a cold press paper or a rough that you will find it more difficult to spread the paint without leaving marks. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is use the fuchsia in a different way. I'm going to wet my brush and take a little bit of paint off the side, and I'm just going to drop that into the wet part. Now I'm cleaning my brush, just giving it a little blot, and then I'm just going to blend out So I'm wanting the colour to be just a little bit stronger, close to the body. Now the wings on the top of the butterfly have started to dry, so I'm going to apply some clean water and do the same thing. Again, some clean water and just blending out. Okay, that's looking really pretty. I might build up the yellows just a touch. Again, some clean water, just blending out those yellows. Okay, now I'm going to take a blue. This is peacock blue. Just a little bit on the tip of my brush. Now mixing with the fuchsia gives you a little bit of a, almost a purplish colour. Just blending out just a touch, just to soften those edges. It's just applying some clean water. I want the body of the butterfly to be a little bit darker, so I'm just going to add a little bit of that peacock blue to there. Now we'll add some little circles or dots to our butterfly. Okay, we're looking lovely. I'm just going to let that dry and come back to you soon just for the finishing touches. Okay, so here we go for the final touches. I'm going to now just wet the edges of the paper all the way around, just using a big brush, number 10 round. You could use anything that you've got on hand, it doesn't have to be a special brush. Okay, so now I'm going to use, maybe we'll use a contrasting colour instead of the pink. We'll go with the peacock blue, just taking some of that onto the edge of the brush and just taking that around. Peacock blue is a beautiful colour. It looks lovely on those torn edges of the paper. The next thing I want to do, let's blot that little speck there, is to just add some final details to the butterfly. And I'm just going to use a fine line art line drawing system pen in a 0.2. You could even just use a plain pencil or a coloured pencil. Just defining some of those spots a little bit. Now you may find you need to define some of the wings, and you could do that with a pen, or if you didn't want something quite so strong, you could just use a pencil to do that. This is just a 2B pencil. You could use something a bit heavier. They may not need defining, but I'm just trying to show you a few options. Now, another thing I like to do with these paintings is you can leave the border as it is, like I did on this one, or like this one, or you could rule some lines with the Inktense pencil. Once they're ruled, just run a brush over them and you get a really lovely border for your butterfly tag. With this one, I might do something different for you. I might do some little stitches. Okay, now we'll do some little bit of splattering with the Inktense pencils, just using your brush and the pencil with a little bit of water on it and just flicking. I also like to sometimes add a little bit of gold. Just blot those a little bit. This is just gold watercolour. So the same thing. Just instead of flicking with the gold, you just hold your fingers over the brush and just tap. Now, when you're using watercolour to splatter with, you really do need it to be quite runny and liquid. A little highlight on the little butterfly body. And there we have it. So there's only one final thing to do to our butterfly tag, and that's to give it a little bit of decoration. You could use ribbon or string, a little bit of jute. there you go. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks for watching.